Hello and welcome to World in 2 Minutes, brought to you by trtworld.com. Let's take a look at this hour's developing stories. The U.S. National Hurricane Center said Tropical Storm Polo could become a hurricane off Mexico's Pacific coast. The NHC said that Polo was about 440 kilometers south of Mexico's famous beach resort of Acapulco on Tuesday morning and moving in a northwest direction at 12 miles per hour. According to the NHC, the storm had maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour, with some strengthening forecasts as it moves almost parallel along with the southwestern coast of Mexico. Congressional leaders from both parties backed President Barack Obama's request to train and equip Syrian rebels to fight ISIS militants. The House is scheduled to vote Wednesday on the White House request as an amendment to a stopgap spending bill Congress must pass this month to prevent a partial government shutdown. If the amendment is approved, it would be attached to the spending bill that keeps the government funded until December 11th. Saudi Kingdom state news agencies said a court in Saudi Arabia sentenced 2 men to death and 13 others to long prison terms. It is said that those men were accused of killing a policeman and 3 civilians and forming an al-Qaeda cell in prison. Saudi Arabia has arrested thousands of suspected militants since al-Qaeda supporters waged a wave of attacks on residential compounds for foreign workers. The same agency said 3 of the 15 men convicted are foreigners. 2 Moroccans received jail sentences of 30 and 18 years and a Yemeni a term of 20 years. The others were jailed for between 14 to 35 years. Officials said aerospace giant Boeing and newcomer SpaceX will share $6.8 billion in NASA contracts to build commercial space taxis to fly astronauts to and from the space station starting in 2017. NASA Administrator Charles Bolden said today's announcement sets the stage for what promises to be the most ambitious and exciting chapter in the history of NASA and human spaceflight. It also is not yet known whether Congress will appropriate enough money to fund the development of 2 spacecraft or whether the NASA will be forced to down-select to a single provider at some point down the road. And that's it for this hour's session of World in 2 Minutes. You can check back with us at trtworld.com once every 2 hours for more stories.